Hello everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. I hope you are feeling some kind of love in your life. If not, you maybe take a second to cultivate a sense of gratitude for something that does bring you a sense of peace or love in your life. I find that oftentimes when I'm feeling overwhelmed, it's what I am focused on, not the reality of my situation. Of course, this is not an always, this is a majority, but it does help to shift our focus and our concentration and ultimately our energy onto things that do bring us love and gratitude and not the things that are causing us pain, which can be difficult. Which also brings me to the topic of this video, which we are very excited to bring you. This is a new segment on our channel we are trying out, and we will be keeping, but we're trying it out on our channel. It's our first time. It's called Good News Friday. We're going to be reading articles from the goodnewsnetwork.org. It's a network based here in the United States, and they basically just release articles on good news, only positive news. We really value that. We value sources of happiness on the internet when the media can seem so daunting and violent and angry all the time, as well as extremely polarizing. It's important to remind ourselves that there are people trying to unify the world. It's important to also find avenues of positivity and happiness and get some news going that there are good people in the world as well. So we're going to just kind of read through a couple of the article titles so we can get a sense of, all the good that is happening in the world. And then we're going to focus on one or two articles that kind of stand out to us as, super exciting, positive, or loving, or just something we feel like, the whole story should be shared. It's, that important or empowering. All right, so let's begin. We are just on their homepage here under latest articles, and we're just going to go ahead and give a read through. Please go check Good News Network out. This is in no affiliation with them. They have no idea who we are. We are just a huge supporter of them and in awe of the work that they've been able to do for everyone across the world and getting good news out. So please go give them a visit, show them some love. They are awesome and they very much deserve it. We will also obviously link them below for you guys to see. And if you hear some jingling, I do apologize. That is my cat. Okay, starting right off. It says here that 60% of people are planning reunions with family and friends this summer. We've got UK's largest carbon capture project will turn 40,000 tons of CO2 into baking soda. Wow, that's awesome. Smells like history. Academics recreate the lost smells of Europe for museums. That's so interesting. People are so intelligent. What we are able to do with technology and science and just the human brain is so incredible that people are now being able to recreate smells of lost places in Europe. I mean, that is just amazing. Okay, fin whales are feeding in huge numbers in Antarctica for the first time in 45 years. Awesome. Scientists discover strange carnivore plant in Borneo that traps its prey underground. I really hope I did not butcher that. It's Borneo. Borneo. Let's see if we should learn that. Pronounce that correctly. Okay, let's see.
Borneo.
Okay, there we go. So now we know how to say that. The next article is UFO-like treehouses appear in Finnish forest. Interesting. Oh, and the last one, I'm pretty sure I said it, but just to repeat it just in case. It's scientists discover strange carnivore plant in Borneo that traps its prey underground. Wimbledon sports a huge smiling face, and it's made of tennis balls. So they made it looks like a child's face on the court out of tennis balls. Simple marker clues in scientists to potential cure for asthma. Let's click on this. Wow, this would greatly affect millions of people. Okay. It says new research has made an important breakthrough that could lead to more effective treatment for the world's 262 million asthma sufferers. A study found severe asthmatics have a distinct metabolite profile detectable in their urine compared to mild to moderate asthmatics and healthy individuals. Researchers Dr. Stacy Reinke, R-E-I-N-K-E, of Edith Cowan University, Australia, and Dr. Craig Wheelock of Karolinska Institute, Sweden, I'm so sorry if I'm butchering this, truly, analyzed urine samples from more than 600 study participants across 11 countries as part of the Biopred study, a Europe-wide initiative to identify and better understand different subtypes of severe asthma. Asthma affects 2.7 million Australians, and there were 417 asthma-related deaths in Australia in 2020. Wow. To identify and develop new treatment options, we first need to better understand the underlying mechanics of the disease. One way to do this is to examine the body's chemical profile, or metabolism, which provides a snapshot of a person's current psychological state and gives useful insight into disease processes. In this case, we were able to use a urinary metabolism of asthmatics to identify fundamental differences in energy metabolism that may represent a target for new interventions in asthma control. The research team discovered a specific type of metabolite called carnitines. Should we look that one up as well? Should we look that one up as well, mate? Carnitine. Okay. Carnitine. Cool. Not cool, but that's how you pronounce it. Okay. Called carnitine, decreased in severe asthmatics. Carnitines play an important role by the shuttling fatty acids into mitochondria for energy production. Mitochondria, powerhouse of the cell. Deficiency is rare, and foods like beef, pork, cod, chicken, and milk easily provide the carnitine one needs. Further analysis found carnitine metabolism was lower in severe asthmatics. 20 different genetic defects involved in fatty acid metabolism have been identified, some of which impact carnitine production. These new findings will help enable researchers towards new, more effective therapies for asthmatics, perhaps by investigating whether there is a link between severe asthmatics and genetic defects related to carnitine. If so, special asthmatic carnitine supplementation could be an option. Dr. Reinke said it could be difficult and invasive to investigate the lungs directly, but fortunately they contain a lot of blood vessels. Therefore, any biochemical changes in these lungs can enter the bloodstream and then be excreted through the urine. These are preliminary results, but we will continue to investigate carnitine metabolism to evaluate its potential as a new asthma treatment target. Wow. What a great first story. I mean, aside from my reading capabilities, next time I should not pick one with such immense medical terminology. I'm so sorry for if I offended anyone or, mispronounced anything. That seemed quite obvious. I'm doing my best, and this is my first time attempting to do this. It is also quite early. Just have woken up, so my brain and my vocal cords may not be in the best connection right now, or maybe that's what I'm gonna blame it on. Who knows? Okay, let's continue on reading some of these titles and see if anything else kind of stands out to us, or I guess to me, right? Because you don't really have an influence on what I'm picking right now. But I mean, please feel free to comment any good news stories that any other good news websites, channels, things that we should check out to kind of continue this sort of information getting circulated. Or if you know of any specific stories you want us to speak on, things like that, or you just want to share yourself in the comment section, please take the time to, continue to produce love and to just bring love to situations, and bring good news. I think the world can always use more of that. Okay, Watch woman's intimate encounter with humpback whale. Oh, flipping on the charm near Vancouver. I will watch this later myself. Let me open this in a new tab because humpback whales are my absolute favorite animal, but you obviously cannot see that, so that would be unfair of me to do. Okay. Another video about a little octopus demands endless attention from aquarium worker who captures it all on video. So cute. Octopuses are genius. I mean, they are insanely intelligent. There's that story of that octopus that continued to break out of, I don't think it's even a singular octopus. I think multiple octopuses across numerous aquariums have done this, but I think there was like one, and I want to say it was in the Monterey Bay Aquarium, but I'm not 100% sure, and I could totally be wrong, that continued to break out of its cage. Just so smart, so intelligent. Okay. Machine learning shows how state of sleep contributes to learning and memory. Interesting. Airline captain writes note to tooth fairy for girl who lost tooth on plane. Oh my gosh. U.S. seeking to protect largest underwater canyon off New York City for new marine sanctuary. Yes, awesome. Living Good Currency, episode 16, Carter Rum, business built on foundations of love for family and the journey. Awesome. 158 Tesla mega batteries will boost Hawaii green energy by 10% and shut down coal-fired power plant. Wow. You guys, there's a lot of good stuff going on. I mean, science and people's intelligence and their commitment to making the world a better place is going to do amazing things. It's done amazing things. It's continuing to do amazing things. And it's just incredible what the dedication of love and energy to specific crafts and fields, what it can produce, and just how lucky we are to be living in a world with the technology and the science that we have. I mean, I'm just blown away at not just these titles, but things I continue to hear about how advanced we are becoming. Majority of teachers and parents want more of this to increase student engagement in classroom. Britain's kindest plumber hailed as modern-day hero for charity work that has helped over 52,000 families. Oh my goodness. Firefighters came to the rescue of a kitten trapped in a Walmart Pepsi machine. Oh my gosh, she's so little. How did you even get in there? Men free of prostate cancer has guts fortified by microbes found in yogurt. Wow. Has guts fortified. You know, I read the other day that the health of let me look it up. I'm not going to butcher it. I think it's the microbiome of your stomach. Yeah, your gut microbiota, like the health of that, the bacteria in your digestive tract actually contributes to a lot of things, like emotions, mental health, a lot of things, so what we're eating and the state of our gut, basically, I'm not going to try and butcher that again. Our gut really dictates a lot of other things, so that's very interesting. Watch the hilarious speeches as Jon Stewart is honored with Mark Twain Prize at Kennedy Center. Student makes incredible origami statue from a single sheet of paper. Watch the time-lapse video. Oh my goodness, this thing is as tall as he is. You guys should really get on this website and check it out for yourself so you can see the photos, people, click on the things you want to click on, watch the videos. It's really just such a brilliant idea and such a great way to make people feel good, Scientists discover a simple way to remove heavy metal from water using plant waste. See, this is what I mean, using natural ingredients to continue to push the world, hopefully in a better direction in terms of environmentally and, things like that. Dissolvable implant relieves pain on demand without the use of drugs or opioids. What? Let's click on this. A new study unveiled a small... I can't believe I clicked on another technology and medical one, you guys. I'm so sorry. I'm going to do my best. A new study unveiled... I might not read the whole thing. A new study unveiled a small, soft, flexible implant that relieves pain on demand and without the use of drugs. The first of its kind device could provide a much-needed alternative to opioids and other highly addictive medications. The biocompatible water-soluble device works by softly wrapping around nerves to deliver precise targeted cooling, which numbs nerves and blocks pain signals to the brain. An external pump enables the user to remotely activate the device and then increase or decrease its intensity. After the device is no longer needed, it naturally absorbs into the body, bypassing the need for surgical extraction. What? The Northwestern University-led team of researchers believe the device will be most valuable for patients who undergo routine surgeries or even amputations that commonly require post-operative medications. Surgeons could implant the device during the procedure to help manage the patient's post-operative pain. Wow. This is insane. We have a massive opioid addiction, a plague in our country at this moment. I mean, all over the world, but in the United States, it is horrific. And I have a very intimate and vulnerable relationship with addicts and addiction. I have had one in my family my entire life, and it is extremely detrimental to not only the addict's life, but everyone who loves them and is around them. And so advances like this are a very big deal, and will save billions of lives if things like this continue to be the focus. Pharmaceutical industry should not be the focus. Solutions like this should be the focus. I mean, this is phenomenal. Obviously, I've read 2 paragraphs, so I'm not trying to be super excited or gung-ho about it. There's a lot that probably needs to go into it for it to be able to be released, but focusing on solutions like this and keeping people away from addiction and drugs is so essential right now. There is such a mental health crisis, and when you combine that with addictive substances, it is an epidemic. And that is what we have right now. We have a homeless, we have a drug, we have an addict, we have an alcohol, we have epidemics of all kinds of addiction and all kinds of pain, and there's poverty in one of the wealthiest countries in the world. And so we just have a lot to push forward. And again, this is a good news positive podcast. This is not focusing on those things, but it is bringing light to the fact that we have them. And then by focusing on solutions like this article, like this small drug, it is a really big deal, and it is really awesome and really huge. And it personally makes my heart extremely happy to know that we could be moving towards a future with no opiates, because that is truly going to save so many lives and so many families, so many relationships. I mean, so many children are not going to have their parents taken from them, and vice versa. I mean, it's just awesome. Okay, I'm going to keep reading some other titles, because if I keep reading that, I know I'm going to be invested and talk about that for the next 30 minutes, which, comment below if you'd like me to do, because I can do an entire, looking through good articles or good things towards, that's actually, I think I might do that. Good news dedicated towards the end of addiction and the end of things involving substance abuse and dependency on pharmaceuticals, things like that. Look into what kind of research and stuff is moving towards ending that. That would be, I feel like, a really powerful video for a lot of people. Comment below if you think that would be influential to you or anyone you know. I will probably do it anyways, but it would be awesome to know that it could help somebody else as well. Okay, let's continue reading. Rare dinosaur bird patiently awaits a lifelong mate to populate the magnificent species. Oh my goodness, it looks like almost like a larger dodo bird. Wow. Movement in paralyzed arms is restored by zapping spinal cords with electrical stimulation. Oh my goodness. Artificial photosynthesis can produce more food in the dark than with sunshine. Oh, this is insane. Breakthrough zero carbon fertilizer set to take root across the world as biochar. Virtual reality glasses displaying exercise can give similar effects to those who can't move. Oh my goodness. These are just incredible. I mean, head over to this website, you guys. If this doesn't make you inspired and believe in people in the world, I don't know what will. Okay. Burger King worker of 27 years gets $270K from strangers when they see lack of company goodbye gift. He planted a giant sequoia in the UK to offset his carbon footprint per life and 700 more to make a forest. Wow. Prostate cancer breakthrough could stop the tumor spreading after it becomes resistant to current therapy. Drugs from Mark Cuban's pharmacy could save Medicare billions every year. 3 years after CRISPR treatment, 73 of 75 patients cured of blood disease. FDA approval is near. Oh my God, I have chills. Retired kindergarten teacher's class returned a decade later to surprise her on graduation day. A teacher's dream. Oh my gosh. Okay, now I'm starting to cry. Because there's photos, you guys. There's photos, okay? A decade later. Can you imagine? Maybe I should I watch the video? Is there a video? It's a TikTok. Of course it's a TikTok.
Hey!
Oh, it's her last graduating class.
Congratulations!
She's retired.
That's cool. Liz!
Oh, she recognized the first one that walked up immediately. The person that posted this is Kim Hamilton 15.
Oh my gosh! Did you know this was happening? Oh my gosh, I love you all! Look at you!
Oh my goodness.
Oh my god, you're all just gorgeous!
She said I was just on your Facebook.
Oh my gosh. Guys, I've got to have a picture.
Of course.
Oh, of course.
Your last graduating class, Mama. That's your last group of kindergartners.
Wait a minute. Oh my god. Let's go around.
Wow. Okay. It just goes to show the impact. Wow, I'm like really crying, you guys. Whew, okay. It just goes to show the impact a teacher can have on so many children, so many kids, and just how one person can really, influence a lot of people. Teachers are just so selfless, and we really need to treat them better. I mean, they do so much. Okay. Scientists turn Brazil tree bark into promising treatment for leukemia. Oh my goodness. The smell of desert rain may be good for your health. Huh. I understand that. I personally have visited Joshua Tree National Park a few times, and it has rained once, and the smell was otherworldly. It didn't smell. You know how asphalt smells after it's rained? It smelled better than that, if you can imagine. Well, I guess if you don't like that smell, then that might not be enticing to you, but it smelled beautiful. Eating oily fish like salmon may cut risk of developing Alzheimer's by nearly 50%. Huh. I wonder if that's synonymous with taking fish oil pills. Like if you don't eat seafood, if you could take fish oil pills as a supplement for that. That's interesting. Viking Age shipyard uncovered at Burka is like nothing ever found before. Viking Age shipyard. Interesting. Cannabis-fed chickens may cut antibiotic use on Thailand farms. Wow. Wow. No more having to say no antibiotics added, because it wouldn't even be a thing anymore if they would all be cannabis fed. That is so interesting. Now I'm wondering, like, cannabis fed as in they're adding that into the food? I guess I could just click on the article, but I'm going to keep scrolling. That's very interesting. Tunisians make generator that produces drinking water from thin air, 25 liters per day. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine taking something like that to places where they don't have access to clean running water? I mean, these things are life-changing inventions for the world. It is phenomenal. Light therapy is harnessed to target and kill cancer cells in this world's first. Wow. Dedicated volunteer works in charity shop despite 4-hour commute, and he's 100 years old. New type of plastic made directly from organic plant waste could be the game changer we need. Oh my goodness. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that, mate? A plastic made directly from organic plant waste. So is that make it biodegradable then, mate? I know. If this is butchering it, you know, just let me have it maybe, because I bloody enjoy it. I truly do. I bloody enjoy using my accent. Cannot lie to you, mate. I cannot. It's just so fun. Y'all sound so much. Not me using y'all while trying to do a British accent. Those two things do not go together. Okay. I'm gonna read through a couple more titles and then end up picking maybe one more to actually read through. Mexico City's ban on bullfighting could be death knell to the sport. Wow. Boy asked Frank Lloyd Wright to design him a doghouse, and he did. What did Albert Einstein, Da Vinci, and Steve Jobs have in common? Dyslexia. Why they were top achievers. Wow. Unique initiative trains homeless folks to drive vans to rescue food for distribution back in the shelter. Amazing. Just amazing. Baby girl adorably tries to prank mom with fake cough. Watch. Video games can help boost children's intelligence. TV and social media had no negative effects, says new study. Interesting. I don't know. That must be in a specific niche, because there's no way that social media has had no negative effects. So this must be for like young children, or there must be a specific niche on this. Renaissance masterpiece found hanging in 90-year-old woman's bedroom. What? Mechanic smashes world record for most push-ups in an hour, a whopping 3,183. What? Oh my goodness. Okay, I want to read about this. I think the next one the last one I'm going to read is the Trading the Homeless. Okay. A unique collaboration between a trio of organizations in San Diego, California reached a milestone in providing food and employment to those who need it most. They also rescue perfectly viable food that would have otherwise ended up in the landfill, while serving up a creative model that could be replicated across the country. With funding from the Lucky Duck Foundation, the Salvation Army hires residents of its homeless shelter and trains them to be food rescue route drivers, who then operate routes for feeding San Diego to pick up tasty food before it's wasted. The heartwarming partnership hit a milestone in June, announcing it had saved more than 500,000 pounds of food so far, and every one of the Salvation Army residents who has participated in the program has secured full-time employment and is still housed. Daniel Rocha, who has been homeless for 9 months, jumped at the job opportunity to be a route driver. He picks up the food 3 times per week from grocery stores like Costco and Vons, from Starbucks and Amazon warehouses, among other businesses. The food is then distributed to those in need, often to the residents back at the Salvation Army shelter. The uplifting program can potentially inspire similar collaborations elsewhere. Foundation spokesperson Brian Hayes told GNN. Watch the Salvation Army featuring Daniel below.
And Job Training Initiative. With funding from the Lucky Duck Foundation's Employment and Job Training Initiative, the Salvation Army hires residents of its homeless shelter and trains them to be food rescue route drivers in partnership with Feeding San Diego to rescue perfectly viable food from grocery stores and other businesses that would have otherwise ended up in the landfill. So far, the program has rescued more than 500,000 pounds of food, which is then distributed to residents at the Salvation Army shelter. Here's one of the drivers, Daniel, to share his story.
I was homeless. I was pretty much for 9 months on the trolley, the bus, and then I came across Salvation Army, and they put me up. And one of the things Salvation Army is they want to help you, but you have to help yourself also. So you have to look for a job. And Emiliano, my caseworker at the time, presented me the opportunity if I wanted to drive. And I said yes, and so it came in handy. I live there, I work there. It's pretty much a perfect match for me right now. So it helped me out. We pick up 3 times a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays. Pretty much the snacks, water, oranges, sandwiches, you know, those necessities that we give out throughout on those days. We usually give out like 60 a day. We pick up Costco. We pick up from Bonds. We take it back to our location downtown, and we can hand those out. It's for anybody that comes in through our Salvation Army facility in downtown San Diego.
I'm crying again, y'all. Whew. Because things like this are so important. You know, our perspectives, perceptions, and judgments stop us from helping so many people that need it. You know, we assume so much about the homeless population that is not true. And we just need more empathy and love towards one another. And, you know, the fact that people go hungry is just devastating. And the fact that there are good people out there trying to end that and trying to employ people. And like he said in the video, trying to get him to help himself, because that's huge, you know, because people can only continue to help you for so long until you choose to help yourself. But I mean, you gotta be, you know, people need support, and sometimes people need that pull up, that, you know, that extra step. And it's just so amazing and encouraging that there are people out here working to create programs like this, you know, to get people off the streets, to get them employed, to get them fed. And not only are they employing people, but they're also employing people who are then feeding the homeless population they were once a part of. I mean, it's just a beautiful, beautiful thing. And if more places pick this up, it could really positively do damage to the homeless population. You know, it could knock it out if we focus on helping one another truly, and understanding and removing our judgments and assumptions before interacting or engaging with even stories like this, you know? I mean, it's just such a beautiful thing. I get overwhelmed by stuff like this, because it can feel like, you know, the world is a very dark place, and you see things like this and you realize, you know, it's just not. It's not. And there's a lot of good, more good, and love and good will always triumph over evil, always, because there's always more of it. There's more good people to the one evil person, and we have to remind ourselves of that by continuing to seek out, you know, good news sources the same rate that we are being presented the bad news sources, because I feel like sometimes we don't even seek them out. You know, they're just all around us. And again, not that we shouldn't be educated on things going on in the world. That's not what I'm saying. I just mean it can be overwhelming to constantly be hearing negativity and scary things and violent things. So it's important to also remind ourselves that there's love going on, there's good going on, there's healing going on. People are taking care of each other, and they're trying to move us towards a better place. And, you know, let's all be a part of that team. Let's all choose to be a part of the people that try and make this world the place we want it to be. Well, I'm feeling great. I'm feeling recharged. My soul cup is filled. My humanity cup is filled. I hope you enjoyed this. It was longer than I initially thought it was going to be, but I mean, there were so many good titles. It was hard to choose from. Again, please comment any constructive criticism below, any notes, any suggestions, any wishes, anything you want to see in the future, any ideas you have, please let us know. We are a brand new channel. We are doing our best to navigate this new community. Our focus is really on just getting peace and love out there. You know, I hope that this video contributed to that. And, you know, with that being said, we will see you in the next video. Thank you so much for joining us. And if you made it all the way to the end, truly thank you. I hope it brought you some form of peace, love, or joy. I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And thank you so much. Have a great day, you guys. Bye-bye.
Oh, and you're very, very loved. Whether someone has told you today or not, you are, and you are worthy.